laugh. So recording, and you are all at the Six Figure Strategy webinar. So welcome. I am so glad to see all of you tonight. I feel like one of the most important things that I have learned in my past few years of business is how to make sure that your business is working for you instead of working constantly in your business. So we are going to be talking about all of the strategies to get that in place. I also know a lot of you guys are actually on your computers, but if you're not, there will be a QR code going out later. And if you are interested in learning more about the program, I'll be explaining that as well. So everyone, hopefully tonight you are here because you are like me and you want to have a very efficient business. I do not like to mess around. I don't want to be wasting time. And I want to make sure that your business feels like mine has now become, where it's just automated and simple so that every time that I show up in my business, I'm extremely productive. The other thing that we want to do is I want to save you time. I know that many of you have potentially other jobs or things that you're doing throughout the day. And I want to make sure that you have plans so that your business is growing faster as you set yourself up to scale. And the next piece is I hope that tonight you have a clear direction of the exact pieces and steps that you take to continue to build your business. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight. Now, if you are feeling like, okay, my business is going to the next level, it's probably because every single person on here, and I've talked to pretty much all of you, we are all extremely passionate about what we do. All of us are business owners that really want to help a lot of people. We want to make a better difference in the world. We want to create some positive change. And that is why we started these businesses. So that is pretty awesome. So we want to make sure that you are using all that passionate energy and channeling it into a really productive place. The other thing that I want you to do is a lot of us are all committed. We are all ready to get to work. A lot of us have already been putting a lot of time into our business. And I want to help you make your business work for you as you scale. And also, you guys are all extremely solution oriented. As I've been messaging you and talking to you, I've seen a lot of you guys that are really like on the right path. You've got a lot of the right components. And I just want to show you how to put those components together in order to take the next steps that you need to in your business. And I mentioned in here, I'm like, without getting burnt out, because we're going to be talking about the business burnout cycle, paying for another training or going another year without growing too much. So I think I've met a lot of you on this call, but there are a couple of you who I've just like kind of like informally met on Instagram. So hello, friends. I am Megan, and I founded the Six Figure Systems Mastermind and Six Figure Systems coaching program to help people create structure to scale their businesses. And some of you might know, I used to be an elementary school teacher. So I did not have a business background. I was not a kind of the person that was like working for corporate America. I really had no business experience. And I found that because I didn't have the business experience, I was working and overworking a lot in my business because I didn't have the structure in place to scale my business. And what I realized is that there is a very specific structure that literally all businesses have. And if you can figure out strategies behind each of those pieces, then you are going to be able to scale a lot faster. And I'm like, I know that if I could do this, literally anybody can do this. I'm like, if I am able to figure out these systems, I know that you guys can as well. And I was actually, last year was only my first year full-time in my business. So I started my business as I was teaching. Last year was my first year full-time, and I actually made 120K within that year. And I'm on track for like well beyond that this year, which is so exciting and awesome. And I know that is possible for you guys as well. So to speak to more possibilities, you're going to be hearing about a lot of my clients who have worked with me in the past. So this is Amber, and she is one of the members of the first round of the mastermind. And within that first round, I want to just clarify that this isn't me. It's not just for me. I'm not a special snowflake. This is for anyone who is able to put these systems into place. I know that you can scale. And when she did the mastermind, she actually made 10K in 4 months. She has now learned how to do content that converts. If you, she is the Confident Eater on Instagram, and she is just popping out content like it is her job. And she got 5 new clients just within the first round of the mastermind. So pretty awesome things. And I know that's probably what you guys are looking for as well. So let's talk about the agenda for today, how I'm going to help you. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the main problems that most entrepreneurs have. There are so many misconceptions about entrepreneurship, and those misconceptions make entrepreneurship a lot harder than it needs to be. We're going to clear those up, and I'm going to talk to you about how to audit your business so that it is simple and scalable and it's sustainable so it can help you to grow. Then after I go through all of that and talk you through the strategy, of course, then I'll tell you about my program. And this is my strategy so you can see what it looks like to have a business that has all of these strategies in place throughout this year. And then a Q&A will come on. So if you guys are looking to scale, I promise I will keep the talking piece to a minimum, and then I will answer your questions, and I can stay here as long as you guys have questions. So feel free to bring up. Now, the main thing that I found is that a lot of us are extremely passionate. And when we are trying to build this business of ours and create this impact, a lot of us, pretty much all of us, are what I call solopreneurs. So that means that it is just you working in your business. You don't have a social media manager. You don't have a virtual assistant. It is solely you doing all of the things that are in your business. And when you're really excited and passionate about what you do, we have a tendency to do a couple of these things because we know that our business can help people. And we see learn a lot of components of a business. So you might hear pieces like marketing. That is a piece of your business. You also hear pieces like sales. So you're doing all of these things and you're hearing and learning about all these things, but it's not really a cohesive unit. So what happens is we put a lot of effort into learning what we see as all these pieces of our business. So there will be just like a bunch of effort. You'll be like spinning your wheels all throughout the day to try and help as many people as you can. And the reason why we do this is because it's worked for you in the past. So a lot of people, if you started a business, you're probably a very high achiever in order to actually make this business happen. And what happens is the way that you have achieved your goals in the past is just by doing a ton of work. You're like, okay, I can do the work. I can put the time in, which is the next piece. And by doing a lot of things, that's what's helped you progress in the past. That is not necessarily what takes you to a 6-figure business. And we'll talk about why. So the other thing that I will see is that people are working a ton, whether you have a full-time job and you're having to do this on the side, or you are working all of these weekends. That's exactly what I did, by the way, is I did all of these things as well. I sacrificed vacations to build my business. I even told like family members that I couldn't even go on trips. And I remember at the beach, like waiting for a consult that ended up ghosting me in a fun adventure. So it's like, I know that you're spending all this time trying to build this business and probably doing a lot of trainings, because in our society, we know that like, okay, if you just learn more, what's going to happen is it's going to make things easier. But the problem is by doing a lot of things within your business, you're not necessarily creating the things that you need to scale. And that's what builds the business stress cycle. So what happens is you have this idea for your business, and it's this fun, exciting passion project that you're like, this is awesome. It's going to change the world. I love this. And then as soon as you start your business, maybe you get some things coming in, maybe you get some consults, maybe you're bringing in new clients. And then what happens is things slow down and they stop. And I know that many of us do this as well. Like a lot of times we'll see that you try and fix your business. You're trying to go through and make it better. And so what happens is you just do a bunch of things like you've done in the past. You're like, okay, if I just keep doing stuff, then this will fix my business. And what happens is then you get these really long to-do lists. Okay, I have to learn how to make a marketing funnel, and I have to learn how to pay for ads, and I need to learn how to do all of this stuff, make a podcast, create a website, all of these things that we do to build our business. And when we're doing all those things, what happens is the biggest issue is that your business becomes inconsistent. You aren't doing the same thing consistently over a period of time. And so what happens is you're not seeing consistent growth. And what happens is then you start to see this inconsistency, and then you build dread because traditional careers have consistency. Businesses aren't like that. And then stress from your business starts to bleed into your personal life. And you start to see things like you taking that vacation time because you feel like, again, if you can just take more time, if you can learn more things, if you can do more, what will happen is your business will get better. Not the case. But what happens is us as solopreneurs, most of the time, we get stuck and we stay in this cycle. And this is almost what happened to me too. I was getting so frustrated because I was doing all of these things. I started a podcast. The reason why I'm speaking to these things is I know it personally. I started a podcast, Elevate Your Endgame. Feel free to Google it in your fun spare time. I created a group coaching program that was only for a month called March Mindset Madness. Don't know what it really was, but it just felt like fun. I was even considering doing ads. I had 4 one-on-one coaches. I was in 3 groups and in 2 different programs all at the same time to try and learn everything I possibly could. And I still felt stuck. I still wasn't seeing the growth that I wanted to in my business. And I knew from the moment I had started coaching people, I was like, this is what I'm meant to do in my life. And when I saw that my business was not working the way I wanted it to, I felt so truly devastated. And I want you to know that if that's you, it's okay. I was literally the mayor of there, and you don't have to stay that way, because I learned something really, really important. When you have a business, the reason why you have gotten so far in your traditional career and all these other ways before is that you had the mindset of an employee. If I do the things, if I put the time in, then I will progress and I will make money or an impact. I just have money. Time is money, because it's a very common phrase. Again, we're not just about money here. We're about creating an impact. But I want you to see that it's not time that creates money in business. You putting in 60 hours will not create in $60,000. That is not equitable. What happens is when you have a business, you need to change your mindset completely from an employee mindset to a CEO's mindset. And a CEO has to think differently. You have to think with strategy. And the strategy, when you can see the bigger picture and work things in your business and make sure that each component is functioning well, that's what actually builds money and creates value in your program. So a business without a strategy, without that CEO mindset, looks a little bit like a toppled, I was thinking about Legos, but it's got all these pieces and it's just kind of disheveled, which that happens for all of us. Maybe you know how to deliver to your clients. Maybe you've gotten certified. Maybe you have all of these different qualifications, different certifications and things like that. That is going to help you deliver to your clients. So you probably know a little bit about serving the people who are your paying customers. You also know that marketing is a piece of that. You might have a social media presence. You might have an email list. You might have some sort of way that you're doing presentations to bring people into your business, but it's not connected to the other pieces. You also might know how to sell. So you might have invested in trainings that teach you how to do a consult, which is very, very helpful. But again, it's disjointed. These pieces are not together. You also hopefully have some sort of mindset piece. As a CEO of your business, running a business is not just physically demanding, but mentally and emotionally demanding as well. And so having that unshakable mindset is definitely a piece of it. So maybe you've got some sort of support system trainings in there as well. You also have leads coming in. Now, leads are just people, potential customers and clients that are coming to your business. So you might have a referral from your second cousin, and you might just see a consult pop up in your inbox. But again, it's not consistent. It's just kind of like coming in all like willy-nilly like, and you're like, how do I create consistency with this? And then you may or may not actually plan your time. I found that like a lot of people, they might not plan their time, or they make a plan and it looks really pretty and they've got like a really nice schedule and they've got it color coded, and then they don't work the plan. So what happens is it ends up getting disjointed, and maybe the things that you're planning for might not be bringing you a return of your invested time. So all of these pieces are important in order to understand what it's like to schedule your business like a CEO. And I want you to know that even just having these components in and of itself, you're already doing an awesome job in your business. But I know that you're ready to scale. I know that you want to try and build this six-figure business. And I want to tell you that is absolutely possible for you. And my amazing client, Demetria, she is wonderful. And she actually learned the systems that I have and learned the structure that I teach. And because of that, she founded the Create Your Goals program. And she actually left her job in May. And so she is full-time in her business now because she knows how to manage her business like a CEO. And she went from just doing busy work, which we all do, we're all guilty of doing that, but now she understands scalable work that is actually bringing her clients. And so I want to talk to you about what that would look like. So when you are creating your strategy as the CEO of your business, you have to be able to focus on the right components in order to organize your business and scale to six figures and beyond. So within your strategy, those jumbled components actually build something that looks like this. Now, as you're scaling to six figures, it's important for you to understand that each of these pieces go together. The mindset is the foundation of your business. It is something that is going to, if you have a solid mindset for your business, you are going to be strong, you're going to be grounded, and you're going to be able to actually do things for all these other pieces. Now, within your business, these pillars within your business are the things that people are seeing within your business. They're seeing you deliver to your clients. They're seeing you market. They're seeing you sell, and they are seeing or interacting with you as leads. There is a very specific way that I've realized that every business can have a way that all of these things run really seamlessly. So you need to understand that each of these components is happening, and then you need to plan and organize and balance each piece so that your business consistently flows. So instead of like posting every once in a while within your marketing, or like posting 3 times a week one week and 7 times a week another week, and then not posting on social media for 2 weeks, we want to make sure that each pillar of your business is running and functioning really consistently. So what would that look like? So when you are thinking about creating a strategy for each of these components of your business, I want to talk to you first about what planning your business within a solid strategy, what it would look like, and what your mindset will look like. So when you are having a scalable system for the way that you plan your business, what that will look like for you is, instead of just planning things as they come and being like, oh yeah, I need to record that module, and oh, I would love to do a webinar, and it just kind of comes out of the blue, you know how to utilize every hour of every day and know how your weeks are functioning. You will have a set routine. For my clients, we do a set thing every morning. Well, it's like 30 minutes a day, and they have a set way that they do their marketing every week, and they have a set way that they deliver to their clients, and they also do presentations, and it's just like rote. It's automatic. It's not something that's surprising. You have a set plan, so every single moment of your time is productive. You also I want you to like imagine that like the biggest thing that holds people back a lot of the time within their mindset is that they are confident about pieces of it, but they're not consistently confident. When you know how to manage your mindset and you've got a strategy in place for that, you're going to be confident. You're going to make sure that you are motivated to be working every day, and you're going to be calm. So it'll have you gain clarity on what to focus on. Now, you probably have a way that you're planning your business now, and you probably have a way that you're managing your mindset some way. But the consistency is what will actually lead you to creating a six-figure business. You have to be planning consistently and you have to be managing your mindset consistently. They are the two foundational pieces of your house, and you need to make sure that you've got systems in place to make them work. And when you do, fun things can happen. So this is Deb. She is another one of my awesome clients, and she founded the One and Done weight loss coaching program. And she actually signed 3 new clients within the mastermind within 4 months. And then she refined her program so that she can sign clients at a really high ticket price of $7,500, because she can see all the components and the value that she does, so that she was feeling like super confident. She managed her mind and she planned it out and was like, yep, this is absolutely worth it. So then if we're talking about building your six-figure strategy, the next pieces are going to be actually delivering to your client and marketing. Now, there are so many ways that you can deliver to your clients, and there are so many ways and places for you to market. However, what I have found is that when you are building a six-figure business, the difference between people who have a six-figure business and a growing six-figure business is that when you are delivering to your clients, you want to make sure that you have very specific outcomes that you are progressing your clients towards. So what happens is I've seen, and you guys can see like there's a little graph here, and I'm going to be showing you that bigger later, is that people will work with you and they'll be like, oh, I really like working with you. I feel really good when I work with you. I feel like better in some way, shape, or form, whether that's more confident, whether that's happier, whatever kind of things that you're doing. But what happens is when you aren't tracking very specific things that are consistent throughout your entire program, what happens is people in your program are getting inconsistent results. So you might be building confidence within 1 month for some, and it might take 4 months for another. When you have specific results and you can track those results within a spreadsheet that I'm going to give you, you can have your clients automatically seeing their growth. So I literally like that is, it's very small, but you can kind of see it. I actually track it out. All of my clients get this weekly tracker. And what happens is then they can actually see that they're growing every single week. As a service-based business, which most of you are, it's really important for people to see that they are intangibly growing every single week. So that is what we do within my program. And I think it's important for you guys to consider doing that as well as you deliver. The other important piece of delivery is that you want to make sure that you are getting renewals. So it's like, as you're building your business, recurring revenue is something that's really important. So you want to make sure you're getting renewals, you're getting testimonials, and you're getting referrals. Having a very clear way that you deliver for your clients can create that for you. And that's what helps you create that consistent six-figure business. The other thing is with marketing is you might have some of the best posts ever. You might have some really wonderful things that you're saying, but you need to stand out. I don't know if you've noticed in social media, there are lots of us that have businesses over there. And we want to make sure that you stand out. You are unique. Your business is unique. And what I've seen is that when you have specific things that you talk about that are uniquely suited to your business, then what happens is then you have these key points that you speak to every single week. And you're like, oh, I become known in the industry as a person who helps with X. Or I like, for me, when I was doing career coaching, it was like, I became known in the industry as someone who helped people with burnout and time management and confidence and work-life balance and creating a 10-year plan. And I became known as the top of mind person with my friends, with anyone who was coming to my page. They could very clearly see what I did. And then they were able to work with me. This also really is quite helpful. We're talking about saving time. I know that we all want to be really productive business owners. And batching monthly allows you to get those posts out so quickly. I mean, I batch my content. I try when I'm being good about it. These aren't perfect systems, but when you're being good about it, it makes things so much easier and very fun to just deliver to your people. So Carrie was another person. I talk a lot about coaches in here because I do work with a lot of coaches. And so I put Carrie in here because I don't just work with coaches. She's a personal stylist. So I can work with any business to help them create those systems. And she created the Sustainable Style Program. And she actually quit her job in December to go full-time in her business. And she finalized her program. And now she's doing presentations for local boutiques. And you guys, I was talking about marketing and delivering. So she's doing amazing things for her clients. She's created a whole program and she has amazing positioning on social media that makes her stand out as a personal stylist in North Carolina in comparison to all the other people who are doing personal styling businesses. The next thing as a part of your six-figure strategy is to understand how to do a sales call and how to manage leads. Now, most of you have probably done a sales call, but the problem is a lot of us have a difficult time bringing people into the sales call. Like, I know that was definitely me at the beginning of my business. And it was just kind of like, I would love to have people coming in. I would love to have these sales calls. Where are the humans? I know I can help them. What's going on here? And so what you want to do is you want to have a way that you consistently are developing relationships. Again, the six-figure strategy is consistently doing all these components. So you want to make sure that you are managing your leads, that you have people coming into your program so that when you sell them, you actually know these people already. It's not like they are strangers. They are not cold leads that are jumping in. In order to build a six-figure business, you want to have people coming in consistently. You want to have ways that you're nurturing people. You want to have ways that you're outreach and meeting new people. Networking is a huge piece of what I teach. And if you do it right, literally statistically, it is extremely difficult not to hit six figures. I'm talking 2% of the people that you talk to for 30 minutes a day is all it really takes for you to hit six figures. It's that simple. So you need to make sure that you've got a way that you do this. And a lot of people talk about like meeting people as a way to like manage leads, but I have a really I would consider if you're trying to build your business to six figures, creating a very specific spreadsheet, a way to track people, knowing how long they've been a lead for you, when they joined and followed you on social media, how long you've talked to them, what you're talking to them about. And that is one of the things that has helped me scale to six figures and help my clients scale to that too. The next thing you want to do is you want to have a really consistent sales call. So what I've found is that a lot of literally, I've done a lot of programs that teach you how to run a business. And a lot of them will say, where are you now? Where do you want to go? I've like literally 5 different programs, completely different coaches have talked to me about this. The problem with that is that when you are, even like if you are a generalist, what happens is if you don't have consistency, you could be talking to one person about marital issues and you could be talking to another person about weight loss and you could be talking to this person about this specific thing. And what happens is if you don't have that consistency, being able to articulate exactly how you can help them gets wonky. And you can be like, okay, well, I could probably help you with your mindset around this, and I can probably help you create a plan for this. And it just gets kind of murky. And the issue with that is you want to build trust. People are getting to know you. They want to like you and they want to trust you when you are on a sales call. And and the most frustrating part about this for me at the beginning was like, I knew I could help people. And I was like, I know I can help you. But the articulating exactly what they would do, they were like, and we're going to do thought work. And I was like, yeah, and it's going to change your life. And they were like, huh, cool. Better not. Maybe I just need to like think about it. I need to talk with my spouse. I'm not sure. Can I get back to you? And then not responding like weeks later. And I was like, great. So we want to make your program a no-brainer. You guys are not your average businesses. You have worked really hard to create your programs for people. And so what we want to do is we want people to be like, heck yes, because my grandmother might be hearing this later. So heck yes, we want you guys to be a no-brainer for your people. And that's exactly what Holly has done. Now, Holly is actually a current client of mine, and within her business, she was bringing in actually a ton of consults. So she had a bunch of consults. She was having a little bit of trouble converting them. She was like, okay, I can help you. But as a career coach, she was kind of like, I can help you. You need a resume for this, and you need this for this. And it was difficult for her to articulate. When we created a really specific way for her to go through her sales calls, she brought in more leads because people were referring her as soon as they did a consult, which was really cool. And then she doubled her consult conversion rate, which is awesome. So I think it was something like she went from like 30 to 60%. And again, we're in our first month of working together. These are not typical numbers, but that's pretty insane. And she's one client away from being fully booked right now. And I know that these are definitely goals for you guys. So that's why I want to tell you that this is absolutely possible for you. The reason why I'm sharing so many of my clients' stories is because I know that you guys want to help a lot of people. And I know that you are ready to do this. So, really, all that you need to do, if we're going to go back to the house metaphor, is I work the house consistently. Make sure that you have systems for each of these pieces so that it's clear that you are different, that your business is ready to serve people, that you are ready to help, and you are going to be the top of mind expert to position yourself so that everybody is coming to you for help. So that is really the gist of like how to create a scalable system within a six-figure business. Now, for me, I like to see examples. I like to know exactly what it will look like within my business. And I want to show you just kind of what it looks like for my clients and the exact templates that I give them. So a lot of times when I was learning about concepts within business coaching programs, I was like, but how? I was like, yes, I understand like the gist of how to market. I understand that I need to have a headline and I need to have this, but I really wanted some nitty gritty specifics. So if that is you and you want that, I'm going to show you what that looks like just within the Six Figure Systems program. Now, there are so many ways for you guys to scale to six figures. If you want it, you can absolutely make it work. I just want to show you exactly what you would get within my program. So the biggest thing that I've found is there are 6 essential pieces, very simple steps. I was talking with someone today, and they're like, my 16-year-old could do this. And I'm like, your 16-year-old could totally do this. So these are the essentials that I put into place to grow my business to 6 years, to 6 figures in 2 years. Wow, brain is like working. And what I teach throughout the mastermind, if that is something that you're interested in. So what I would like for people to do is I like to, if you are trying to up-level your business, there are 4 steps to it. So you are going to learn how to refine your foundation. Within the mastermind specifically, you're going to figure out what exactly are the foundational pieces of your business that make your business work. And you're going to get all the systems to make that happen. So that's the first 6 weeks of the mastermind. By that time, you will have every single step in process to manage the back end of your business. Then what you're going to do is you're going to apply it. So you're going to put those systems to work in your business, and we're going to meet and we're going to adjust it. And you're going to give me your systems and I will help you to customize it for your business. Then what's going to happen is you're going to notice 3 things will happen when you implement my systems. You will adapt them completely and you'll be like, or you'll adopt them completely and you'll be like, yes, I'm going to use this marketing calendar exactly verbatim, the exact same thing. I'm just going to have it customized for my people. And that will be great. Then there might be those of you that might adapt it. So that made me like, okay, I'm going to do 2 posts a week instead of 3. I'm going to do 7 posts a week instead of 3. Then you're going to change it to fit what your business needs. And then there are some things that you might need to abandon completely. You might be like, oh, this networking sheet doesn't work for me. I'm going to abandon it and I'm going to do something else. But I want you to have that freedom and a structured, clear starting place so that you can manage all of the really key components like your time, your mind, and your income as you are selling these amazing offers of yours. And then the other thing that's really important for me is creating a stabilized and scalable future. So not just for the 6 months of the mastermind, but making sure that you have a plan for this year, that you know how to adjust a vision for the next 5 years of your business, and that you're bringing a lot of people in to help. So I would just want to show you what each of the 6 components that I talked about that in the house, what this looks like for my clients. So within mindset, I like for my clients to use the model. I'm certified by Life Coach School. And within that, I found that there are different cycles that go on within your mindset as you try and build your business. So my clients, what they'll do is not only will I be coaching them using a similar structured format whenever there's mindset issues, but I will also be tracking things that currently trigger them. So if somebody ghosts you on a consult, that might put you in a low cycle. Understandably, happens. If somebody says that they're going to work with you and then they don't pay you, might put you in a low value cycle. If you go and you do a webinar and nobody signs up, these are some things that might create thoughts that could keep you spinning in your business and stop you from that consistency. We have to be consistent. Really, truly, creating a business is like kind of like having a machine that's working, and we just need to be working all of those components consistently until we figure out what works. And it's just like a cycle, and you're just going through and you're like, okay, I'm marketing this day, I'm doing this webinar, I'm doing this sales call, and we need to just work it consistently until it works. Mindset is the biggest thing that gets in the way of that. And so what happens is within my program, I want to help you to overcome all those mindset barriers. So what I have found is that by tracking your mindset cycles within your, and I call it your 6-figure self-concept, we create this persona for yourself. So you are like, this is my 6-figure version of me. And what happens is it can take you from those low value cycles to an empowered cycle. And then there might be high value cycles that we want to use those thoughts and help you to overcome mindset barriers just so you guys can get things done. And this is something that I found. Katie is an amazing life coach. And yes, she's a general life coach, by the way. Like a lot of you guys are like, I cannot be a generalist. Yes, you totally can. And she founded a program called Reclaiming Her. And by doing these mindset cycles, it has really helped her to propel her business because now she's thinking about things as a 6-figure CEO instead of just a business owner. The other thing that's a really important piece of your business is planning. I call this CEO scheduling, and it is an important thing that you do every single week and making sure that you're following through with that every single day. And Andrea, she is a weight loss coach, and she founded this program called Journey 100. She's actually lost 90 pounds, which is absolutely insane. And I know there are some people who have lost a lot of weight on here, which is so cool. And one of the things that I have found is that she has been able to now figure out exactly what to plan for her week. She has a full-time job. She also is a mother of 3, and she has to use every single minute very, very effectively. That means that she needs to make sure that every single minute that she's using in her business, she is going to get the most out of it. So what we did when we were working together, and she's actually doing this next round of the mastermind, which is really cool, is we went through and we just wrote down every single day. And she actually did a webinar yesterday, which was awesome, to launch her group coaching program. So what she did is she had tangible outcomes every single day. So it wasn't just like, okay, I'm going to do all the emails for the webinar. She got the exact templates that I used for my emails for the webinar. And it was like customize email 1, customize email 2, customize email 3, so that all those things were scheduled so that way she could get the most return out of the time that she was spending. And so that's what I like to call CEO scheduling. And that's a way that I like to help my clients create a calendar they can follow and get results from. Then with marketing, this is Christina, and Christina is the founder of the Curvy Girl dating program. And when we worked together, one of her favorite things was the content calendaring. And some of you might be like looking at this and like, I I can't with the content calendars, but this is different. Okay. I promise. Like, you got to bear with me with it, because when you have specific things that are key components of your business, what I like to do is I like to talk about them once a week. So when I was doing career coaching, I would talk about burnout for a week. Now that I am a business coach, I talk about sales for a week. Each of these things are a pillar of my business, and it's made me stand out in other business coaches and other career coaches. And so I want you to stand out in your marketing. Because I know that you guys have really, really good ideas. I just want you to make sure that your marketing is very clear, very specific about what you do for your business, and they are hitting 3 different types of people in your audience. And I teach all my clients about, like, if you're like, what is cold, warm, and hot? I know that sounds really overwhelming. What we do in the program is we take a week for each system. And so it's very slow. You learn how to do each of these things once a week. But what happens is when you know how to do a content calendar and you know how to market like a 6-figure CEO, you actually learn how to attract your people because you are so clear. You know exactly what is going to help your people. You know the problems that you solve. And instead of posting a ton of content, now right now, as Tess knows, I am posting 7 days a week. Tess is my social media manager, who's amazing. But within that, you don't have to post a lot. I only post in a non-launch period 3 times a week, and I was able to hit 150K in the past 12 months. It doesn't take much, people, but you need to be clear about it so that you can be positioning to the right piece of your audience. The other thing is that I talked about when you're selling. So when you're selling, it can feel really scary and really overwhelming when you are talking to people about everything. And this is one of the worst parts for me for my business, because I want to help all the humans. And I'm just like, I would get pieces of like what I could help them with, and it was never really clear. And what happened is I actually shifted it to talk about those pillars, those specific things. And now whenever I do a consult, I'm talking to people. If we do a consult together, it will be about these specific things, the 6 pillars. It's very important to have those kind of things, because then you can be like, okay, where are you now? Where are you going to go? And if you're thinking about scaling to a multiple 6 and 7-figure business, which would be so awesome, and I know that some of you guys are really thinking about it, what happens is you want to be able to have a consult guide like this so you can scale and you can do consults with more people, or even do what I'm doing is like kind of like consulting a webinar, which is fun. Now, this is one of Maria's favorite things, because she was like, oh, I just plug and chug. So she helps executives that are in corporate America, and she helps them to manage their minds, and she calls it the Burnout to Boss program. And now she was signing people that were like lower level executives. She had some people that were in college, but now this isn't her consult blueprint. But now that she has her customized consult blueprint, what happens is she's been able to convert and sign her best clients. So she is working with the highest achievers in these companies and really changing the way that these executives are working in corporate America. So very, very cool thing about selling as a 6-figure CEO. Now, Allison, one of the things that is the most important pieces of your business is bringing these leads in. So what I have is I have a nurture and outreach tracker that she has been able to implement. And she actually was able to, she is the founder of Ignite Your Wellness Business. So business coaches still need coaches, and it doesn't mean anything about you, but within her wellness business, she was actually able to hit 100K in the first 8 months of the year. So this is not just for people who are at the beginning of their business. This is people who are scaling to multiple 6 figures as well. And she found that she was just creating more connections. She has all of these leads, and it's crazy. If you guys look at her Instagram, she now has like 7,000 people following her. Like, she has a way bigger audience than me. And all of these people are the perfect fit. We were actually coaching today, and I was looking at her list, and it's like every single person that's following her is perfect. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, you could work with her and her and her. It's like, it was just like, they were all flying in, and she was like, yep. And I have all these DMs. I want your inbox to be so full of people who are wanting to talk to you about coaching that we need to coach on the overwhelm of being so full. It's like, I want that to be your problem that you're solving instead of not having anybody in your inbox and feeling like crickets. That is because she was able, by calling herself the Ignite Your Wellness Business and having a very clear positioning that she helps these wellness businesses to grow, she has been able to compound her connections, and she has positioned herself as a top of mind expert. So all of these other, like, she had a physical therapy business, all these other physical therapists are now recommending her. They are all working with her. It's like truly awesome. And I know that this is capable. Like, seriously, one of the way that I do this, just so you guys have like a little glimpse into my mind, if you couldn't guess this already, I love being strategic and I love having spreadsheets because it makes me feel safe. And I'm like very certain, and I've got a very set protocol that is great. And so what I want to do is, when I'm doing this nurturing, all you need to do is talk to 10 people a day. You do that 5 days a week, different pods of people. That is 5,200 people a year. And it just takes 30 minutes a day. Not a lot. But if your offer is like $2,000 for like a 4-month program, that means that you only need to convert 2% of that 5,200 to make $104,000 a year. I'm not saying these things because I'm like the reason why I say that is that statistically very improbable, if you do this stuff, your business will work. To hit 6 figures, it's really not something that is out of reach. It just takes consistency. It takes talking to people. It takes reaching out to people and creating the top of mind. Now, remember, I showed you that like little tracker. One of the things that I think is also really important is delivery. And when you are selling a service-based business, the things that you deliver are going to be things that are what we call intangibles. So it might be you're selling confidence. How can you track how confident a person is, right? You're thinking about like, if you're like maybe a budgeting coach, it's like you'll save $10,000. That's at least something that's tangible. But when you're selling something like confidence, it's like, how do you actually prove that someone became more confident? You do it by a tracker. So you go through, and this is again for a business, this is for one of my business coaching clients. But what happens is you just track their confidence in each of these intangible areas. So for me, marketing, selling, delivering, teaching, planning, managing, and then enjoying their life and overall fulfillment, because, that's fun. But then you can see growth. So Eric, who is an amazing coach as well, he founded this Level Up Leadership Academy. And not only was he able to track these results and these intangible things, so he had something like confidence, leadership skills, and those in time management were pieces of his business, but he was able to deliver consistent benchmarks, so much so that he is now able to pitch himself to corporations. And he is working with 2 law firms now because he's like, do you want to work with me? Here's what I do for my clients. I get results. Do you want to work with me? And it's a no-brainer for people to invest in. I want your business to feel like a no-brainer like that. And that you get that way by creating really clear goals and a very clear way to get your clients results. If you see a dip, you know what to do to fix it. So what we do within the program is, I would love for you to set yourself up to finish strong in 2023. These next couple of months really count, because what happens is this is also how you're going to start in 2024. So I want to make sure that you are set up, that you have these foundational systems, that you're ready to go, and you are ready to scale to not just 6 figures, but multiple 6 figures, if that's your goal. I also want to make sure that you've got, of course, my favorite thing, systems, which I make systems fun. Again, they're so much easier. I know I gave you a lot of things on this presentation, but I want to make sure that your business just feels automated. It's just easy, that you show up to your business almost like a typical job. You know what to do, and you just automate things so that you don't stagnate and regress like some of us have done, myself included. I also want to make sure that you are launching a very high value product and that you stand out in the industry and it's a well executed program, because I want your program, instead of it being something that you sell that you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and then people get in and they're like, didn't get what I was like kind of like looking for, you are going to have your product that's exceeding expectations time and time again. And then you're also going to be able to plan very well for your business. So you're going to create a predictable cycle so that way you'll be able to have these systems and simple processes that are ready. So you can just every quarter, you can check in, every month, you can check in, tweak, evaluate, and grow. So if you are thinking about doing the Six Figure Systems Mastermind, I would love to have you. This is for if you're like ready to grow and you have probably already had some traction because your business is already incredible. Every single person on this call, your business is incredible. But if you're looking to grow in a really sustainable, simple, and easy way, this is for you. And if you are looking to create steps to change, so if you're like, okay, I know something is not working as well as it could right now, and I really want to refine my business, I really want to create this consistency and simplicity, I would love to have you. And that means that you're going to be creating the structure so you feel safe. One of my clients is on here this evening and she's going to be talking about this. I was like, Teresia, I was like, would you like to come on and just like share a little bit about what you have experienced within the past month that we have worked together?
Yeah, sure. Really nice presentation, Meg. And it's nice to be in it and recognize all the stuff you were talking about too. So I'm Teresia. I'm a life coach. I found Meg, I want to say maybe in June, and I just watched her and stalked her site quietly for a few months, and several things attracted me to her. But at that point, I had been trying to grow my business for about a year and a half, and I was frustrated, not getting anywhere. So here I am watching Meg on her site, and she was everything that my business was not, right? Here, she's excited, bubbly, focused, and teaching on a process that I was so desperate to have. I then heard her on a podcast, and listening to her and hearing how she thinks through her problems, I reached out to her on email and I DM'd her, asked her how I sign up for her, didn't wait for her to respond, and just booked a consult call. And a few weeks later, here we are. There we are. I had started working with her. The thing is with businesses that I understand now is that you have this idea, you have this passion, but you have this mind that gets in the way the entire time. Meg has a system. In a month, I have a product that I love. I understand the consult process. I sold my first damn client. I got paid this morning, so it's real. And which means apparently I know a sales process in 5 weeks. And so it's just, she's exciting. They structure. I feel overwhelmed all the time. My mind is fighting me the entire time. And Meg just quietly says, that's normal. You're not going crazy. Let's take this step and let's try this new thing. And if that's too much, scale back and do this one thing. I've moved so much in the past 5 months, honestly, Meg, compared to what I've been doing the past year and a half. And I'm so damn proud. I just keep holding space that this is possible. My dream is possible. And I'm so glad I took the jump with you.
Glad. And I was like, just to be like, to be your coach for the past 5 weeks, like, I mean, really, like, your business is unrecognizable to see that you are, and I know I've talked a lot about people who are scaling to multiple six figures, but if you're at the beginning of your business, this stuff is really, really important for you. And that's what I love to be your guide through these pieces. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm just so proud of you. Like, to the fact that you got paid this morning, I was like, it
It's
was
real.
so it's just amazing. And I want you guys to have a community. I want you to have people that are lifting you up. I want you to have this collaborative environment within the mastermind. Now, when you're working with other entrepreneurs, it can be, especially like as solopreneurs, it can feel really isolating. You go to talk to your friends and you're like, this is happening with my like sales, or this is happening in my marketing. And they're like, oh, that sounds hard. It's like when people are in it with you, they get it. And so that's what I want to do within the mastermind. I want to give you that community. I want to make sure that you are getting coaching. I want to make that means that overwhelmed mind, I want to make sure that we are quelling that. Want to make sure you're calm, that you are ready within having this Q&A available every single week. There is going to be 25 weeks of the program. There's actually going to be like pretty much only 2 to 3 months of actual curriculum, but you're going to be learning things every single week. There's also going to be direct messaging within the group. And I made the group 2 hours so that you can really set aside that time to just focus on your business and move at your own pace. And of course, you're going to be able to create these customized templates and make your business systems so efficiently. And that is what I want to do for you. So within this program, I am the only coach in there right now. But so there are very limited there's like limited physical time that I have available because I literally support you and customize every single thing with you. So anything, you get templates for every single piece of that business, and there are a lot of them, and you can post about every single one of them and we can tweak them. We are going to customize them. As a six-figure CEO, you will get to tell me what you want feedback on, and then I will help you. But I'm going to give you as much support as possible. This is a very hands-on, high-touch program. Not only that, you saw the weekly tracker, you also are going to get a weekly tracker that is going to be in the Google form. So I'm going to see exactly what your breakthroughs are every week. I'm going to see how you're feeling about your confidence with marketing, planning, presenting, managing, selling, and delivering to your clients. I'm going to see all of those pieces, and I'm going to be able to support you as much as I physically possibly can. So if that sounds like it's something for you, if you've done, and also this works good like with other programs as well. So if you have a coach, if you are in things as well, I feel like I'm a good complement. It's like I bring the systems and a lot of action and how to a lot of things that you might be learning in other programs. So consults actually close this Friday because the group starts on Tuesday of next week. So it starts in 8 days. So if you are like, this sounds like something is for me, the calls will be 10 to 12 every Tuesday. And each call is going to be 30 minutes of teaching and 90 minutes of group coaching and application. This group is going to be 6 months and ends in the end of March. So we'll be going pretty much all the way through till April of 2024. So I'm going to be with you, holding your hand the whole way through. And if we decide that looking at your business is not a good fit by going through this lovely consult blueprint, then I definitely have so many resources and places to guide you. So even if you're thinking about it, I would love for you to book a call. And actually, there are multiple people on this call. I think 3 people who are actually former clients. So, and people who've done consults before, not on this call, but like I will always be in your corner, supporting you and cheering you on, whether you are a former client, whether we just do a consult. I just would love to help and support you. So if you want to join, you can scan that QR code and just schedule. It's through Acuity, and it looks like this. And then you can just like add it to your Google, add it to the calendar. So that is what it looks like. And if you have questions, you can scan it here. And I know we got like 1 minute left, but I wanted to show you guys in your inbox 30 minutes ago, you actually got this email, which is pretty cool. So I have a review here. You can sign up for your consult by clicking like here. You can click here. You can click here. Lots of places to click for consults. And when you do that, you're just going to get the link right away. I just wanted to make it really easy for you if this is something you want. Shelby is on this call, and hey, look, she's here. So that's awesome. Incredible stuff that she is creating within her business. And if you're looking for the recording, one of the things I wanted to bring up to you in this last like 30 seconds is sometimes people have a hard time finding the replay. It's at the bottom. I just have so much other stuff I want to share. That's why it's at the bottom. And I have it, the replay of this video that you're on right now will be coming soon, and the exact PowerPoint. So all this is here for you. Now, I am down to stay as long as you want. Tonight, I have no other plans. I just want to be mindful of your time and just be so thankful and appreciative. I am just so grateful for all of you doing this amazing work in the world. And if you need me at all, I am a DM, email, or Facebook message away. Feel free to reach out to me or sign up for a consult. I'd love to see you. Does anybody, with that being said, feel free to rally. I know it's a Monday night. The time zone are in Eastern time. So it's Monday or Tuesdays from 10 to 12 Eastern. Great question. There are also replays. If you are not able to make the calls, you can always post in the group and you can check in with me and I can get that information for you.
Megan, can I pipe in just for a second?
Oh my gosh, of course. Yes.
So I just started working with Megan a month ago, helping her with marketing. And just by being in her presence, she somehow channeled way more business than I can handle into my own personal marketing. So I just have to say, like, she's contagious in helping you grow your business. I didn't even mean to. And suddenly I have to turn people away. So I have never seen anything like this, and it's amazing.
Much. And I'm not paying these people to say these things, so thank you for saying that.
No, definitely not.
But I will say, if you, thanks, Shelby. One of the things that like has been really cool is Tess and I've never hired anybody to work in my business. I've been a solopreneur until 4 weeks ago. And I feel like having systems was also really, really, really helpful to hire somebody. So, and Tess is the best. I mean, like, really, if you need anyone for your marketing, she is so, so good. You've got to check out my page. It looks so different in the best way. But I do think it was helpful to tell you what to say, because I know a lot of people who are friends are like learning how to talk to someone to help them with their marketing. And it just kind of was like clicked, which is nice. That is awesome. And also, like, I know it can feel weird to like ask, oh, thanks. I was like, it can sometimes feel weird to ask questions in a large group format. So feel free to message me any questions that you have. I've got you. Oh my gosh, I don't think I told you guys how much it is to be in this group. So if you're wondering about the investment, it's $3K if you want to pay in full and $500 a month if you want to do the payment plan. So I want to keep it really like help you with your profitability. I've spent so much money on coaching. Everybody on this call who knows me personally knows that is very true. And I wanted to just have a one-stop shop for you guys where there's no guesswork, no wondering how, that you can just get to work and help a lot of people. That's what we're doing. Any other questions? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Oh my God. How long did it take for me to feel confident about running my business? Oh, I'm so glad. Oh my gosh, I would say it really took me like the first 2.5 years to actually feel confident about, because I didn't understand these pieces. I had done and invested in trainings for all the different parts, but now I really do feel like my business is kind of like a well-oiled machine, which again, people are like, machines are cold, and I'm not trying to be cold, but it really does. It just feels like I can show up to work and know exactly what to do. And it doesn't feel as scary anymore. It feels like I know exactly how to make my business grow, which is really fun. So yeah, thank you. That's a good question. All right. Well, ladies and gents, humans of this presentation. Yeah, I was like, if there are any questions, feel free to unmute. All right. I don't want to like. Okay, awesome. Well, I am again so thankful for all of you. Thank you so much for coming this evening and taking your Monday to be with me. I really value your time. I don't want to take too much of it. But again, if you have any questions at all, please message me. I've got you. And good luck growing your businesses in any event. You guys are awesome. And I will hopefully be seeing you guys soon. Good night, everybody.